Okay, good morning, good afternoon and good evening, everyone from around the world, and welcome back to day 2 of the 6th OneRB World Conference. It's early morning in Australia, and yes, my alarm did not ring, and so I've sort of got ready in a bit of a rush today, but I still have a picture of a Hawaiian sunrise as my background. There's a yellow-orange turning blue sky in the background, a waving palm tree, sandy shore, and gently rolling ocean waves. I'm still in my study, but at least I can feel like I'm in Hawaii. I would like to start by acknowledging the Aboriginal lands on which all our Australian participants stand, mine specifically being the Wurundjeri Woi Wurrung land, and I acknowledge elders past, present and emerging. I hope you enjoyed the inspiring and stimulating presentations yesterday and made some new acquaintances in the networking session. It was so lovely yesterday, I thought, to hear the words team morphing into family, and often the words are used interchangeably, and I guess that is what the extended RB community becomes, just like family. To recap, we have 145 people participating from 28 countries around the world over these 3 days. In addition, there are 25 children that have been participating in the online child life activities, so go team. I'm sure many of us are all zoomed out due to COVID and working from home, but thank you for joining us anyway. Before we start, a little bit of housekeeping. Can I encourage you all to write your questions in the Q&A box, and we will do our best to get to them. Otherwise, the questions will be answered online. If you're using an iPad, the chat and Q&A can be found in the top right-hand corner of your screen. And if you're using a computer, the chat and Q&A can be found along the bottom of your screen. And of course, a reminder to make sure you have your mics muted, although I think Jennifer can wave her magic wand and make sure we can't hear you unless we actually need to. Today, we will enjoy sessions that will focus on mental health, everyone's mental health, the child, the parent, the survivor, and even the clinician. And then we have a session purely devoted to the challenges of eye drops for eye exams, which require almost no introduction. And then we'll have an extended session on raising awareness of retinoblastoma from different corners of the world. But right now, I would like to introduce you to Sarah Yang. Sarah was diagnosed with bilateral retinoblastoma at about 6 weeks of age, and I've known her since then. I have had the privilege to support Sarah and her family through her initial treatment and surveillance since her diagnosis. She even did a work experience in high school with me as a teenager. I have watched her grow up to become the confident, strong, intelligent and vibrant young woman she is today. Today, Sarah is going to give us her perspective of being shaped, but not defined by RB. And after that, we have a special photo presentation to share with you all. Thanks, Sarah.
Alrighty. Hi, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present and to speak with you today. Today we'll be talking about the ways that my experiences with RB have shaped me into who I am today. I live in the wonderful city of Melbourne in Victoria, Australia. This is me here on the left. This is a picture of me on my last day of year 12 at our school valedictory dinner. In my spare time, I enjoy drawing, playing the piano, rock climbing and hiking. And I'm currently a university student studying a double degree in biomedical science and mechanical engineering at Monash University here in Melbourne. I'm also a part of the Monash Motorsport student team, and we build Formula One race cars. I was diagnosed with bilateral retinoblastoma at 4 weeks old, and I had my left eye removed at 6 weeks old. I don't remember a lot about my experiences during treatment or at hospital, but most of the things that I do remember are pretty positive. Although that being said, I definitely still associate the smell of bananas with examinations under anesthesia, and hearing those words still makes my skin crawl and my heart rate increase slightly. Most of the time I was a pretty good patient, and I was quite happy to cooperate with things like masks, as in the picture on the right here. But I also remember wreaking my fair share of havoc. Sorry, Sandra. Yeah, I remember wriggling away one time and making my escape, running through the hallways of the hospital and having all the anaesthetists and my parents having to, come and chase me and lure me back with the promise of stickers and ice cream and McDonald's and things like that. Another one of the memories that sticks out to me when I think back to my time and my visits to the Royal Children's is one where I'm sitting at a piano keyboard with one of the lovely staff members. I was about 4 years old and she was teaching me how to play Kookaburra Sits in an Old Gum Tree, which is an Australian nursery rhyme. She would point at the keys and I would press them, and together we played this song. I have no idea why this particular moment has stayed with me all these years. I don't really remember any other experiences of like playing instruments or even playing games or anything like that. But this is a memory that I will absolutely cherish forever because it sparked a lifelong love of music. I started piano lessons that following summer, and I've been a pianist for the last 17 years. This picture on the left is me sitting at my piano in my childhood bedroom practicing. And I've made so many friends through music, and it has opened so many doors to so many like incredible opportunities and experiences. I was given the opportunity to help write our high school graduation song and to accompany on the piano for our performance. I picked up the trumpet in high school, where I joined the orchestra and the stage band. Our stage band got the opportunity to travel interstate and to play at an Australian jazz festival, which was just like an absolutely incredible experience. The picture on the right here is me soloing at our high school jazz soiree. Yeah, and I will forever be grateful that my experiences with IB gave me the wonderful gift of music. I was a fairly easygoing child. I was kind of, happy to sit and read a book or to build Lego or to color and draw and to sort of entertain myself. I enjoyed riding my bike, running around outdoors, playing backyard footy and cricket with my brother. And I was like a fairly cautious child, wasn't a huge risk taker. And then much to my parents' dismay, in my final few years of high school, I decided to pick up competitive rock climbing. It was a tough sport and it was sort of, a bit reliant on being aware of your surroundings and having good spatial awareness, which are two things that I am not known for. But I absolutely fell in love with the sport. I love the challenge of climbing and the mix of the mental and physical aspect of figuring out how to get up the wall. And even though I climbed competitively, I loved how inherently uncompetitive climbing was and the amazing sense of friendship and community that there was in the sport, even at things like competition. Even though we were sort of competitors and competing against each other, the climbers would all sort of stand at the bottom of the climb and talk about the climb with each other, help each other out and talk about the best ways to get up the wall or the tricky sections. And I really just loved the supportive nature of the sport. This here on the left is a picture of me doing something called a human flag, which is where you hold onto like a rock or a pole and pretend that is the flagpole and that you are a flag. And the aim is to try and get your whole body like horizontal and your legs together. The middle picture is me falling off a climb at the Youth National competition, but not quite having registered that I've fallen off. So I'm still kind of like frozen in place. But yeah, obviously not holding on to anything. And the picture on the right is just me sort of hanging out, having fun, monkeying around at the climbing gym. For me, climbing was a really great way to be able to explore like having courage, being brave, and learning how to sort of trust and believe in myself. It's also helped me to understand that sometimes in order to succeed, you have to fail first, because if you don't fall, then you can't climb back up. In my spare time, in between classes at uni, if I'm not halfway up a wall, then you can find me in the university workshop building cars. Monash University has an engineering student team called Monash Motorsport, and we participate in a competition called Formula Student, where we design, build and race Formula One style race cars. I joined the team in my second year of uni in 2019. And during 2019, we were working on 3 cars simultaneously. We had a combustion vehicle that ran on a motorcycle engine, and a driverless vehicle and an electric vehicle. And so this here is a picture of our whole team at the competition, standing around our 3 cars. The ones on the left and right, we sort of affectionately named the twins. And so they're both the same sort of carbon fiber chassis monocoque. And the only difference between those is the powertrains. And the car in the center is the electric car from 2017, which we then modified to be a driverless vehicle. Being part of the motorsport team has taught me so many amazing hands-on skills. And I've grown so much as an engineer and a student and a team member, and done things that I never thought that I would be able to do. Throughout 2020 and 2021, I became the part designer for our car's suspension links. And so I was given the opportunity to design, test, and manufacture our car's wishbones and shock extenders. So the wishbones are the part of the car. It sort of looks a little bit like an A or a triangle shape, and it's the joining part between the wheels and the body of the car. So picture here on the left is a 3D printed titanium outboard part for the wishbone component that I designed. And it was a little bit crazy and a little bit surreal to sort of think that it just was an idea or a concept that was in my head. And then we went through and turned it into a 3D model and did sort of simulations and calculations on it, and then to send it off to get manufactured, and then to have it be a real physical, tangible part that I could hold in my hand was just absolutely crazy. And the picture here on the right is the part attached to the car. So this is a picture of the front left corner of the car, and the wishbone and the shock extender and the shock attached. My time on the team has been, a hugely fulfilling experience, especially when the whole team is out on the racetrack, supporting our drivers at competition and cheering them on. And it showed me that, RB can't stop me from doing anything, and the sky is absolutely the limit. But they won't let me drive the car. That's okay though. My time on the motorsport team has only sort of fed my curiosity and desire to learn more about how different things work. And when I started science and biology classes in high school, it opened up a whole new world. And I sort of discovered that you could learn about how the human body works in much the same way about learning, learning about cars or technology. And I absolutely loved diving into the intricacies of how different body systems worked, or cellular pathways and things like that. And I had the opportunity to do my high school work experience with Sandra, which was absolutely incredible. My degree in engineering and biomedical science is a perfect mix of learning how different things work, of problem solving, research, design, and innovation. I'm not super sure exactly where I want my degree to take me, but fields that definitely pique my interest are things like medical technology and biomedical engineering, especially the whole world of bionics, of bionic arms, bionic eyes, cochlear ear implants, things like that. I'm also really interested in genetics. I think that genetics is also a very cool mix of the biological side of things, as well as bringing in some of the engineering side in terms of the problem solving and the investigating kind of aspect of it. And I'm also quite interested in the area of cancer research as well. There are so many amazing sort of researchers and scientists out there who spend hours in the lab, running experiments and publishing papers, helping to drive those new technologies and advances in treatments. And I sort of aspire to make a difference in other people's lives in the same way that they've all made a difference in my life and helped me in those ways. I'm looking forward to finishing off my degree and gaining some more experiences, seeing where my degree kind of takes me down a path, opening new doors in the next sort of chapter of my adventure. I am not defined by the number of eyes I have or by being a cancer survivor. My retinoblastoma has shaped me into the person that I am today. It has sparked in me a love for music, an endless curiosity in how things work, and a deep desire to help other people and to make a difference in the world, but it does not define me. Thank you very much for listening and for your time.